ready for it? Bam, bam, bam. Welcome Q and R Code. This is your co-host. My name is Quinn and my twin is Ro. We never call her that.
Yeah.
But Rai just was not gonna do the trick for my rhyming. Her name is Rai. I would never lie. I took you by surprise. Look me in the eye. YouTube.
Happy days, you guys. I have some very exciting news that I have been just trying to tell myself to remember to say again and again because I was so excited to tell Quinn. And sometimes I forget all these little moments throughout the day that I feel that way about. But today I saw the cutest little chipmunk. I couldn't believe how adorable it was. It was like the size of a hamster and had its little chipmunk stripes and was eating a piece of fruit on the ground, filling its cheeks so much with it. And it was so...
Can't stand the elasticity of chipmunks' cheeks. It is the actual cutest, best feature. Like chipmunks and squirrels being able to fill their cheeks to the point of truly just ballooning out the sides is so cute.
Big as their head on either side.
And why didn't
their cheeks?
I'm confused why more like hibernating animals don't have that. I guess that the hibernating animals, they just need to actually eat all of it. But I'm like, to me, it seems like, why don't more animals have the ability to store food in their cheeks like that?
I don't know, but it was so cute. And this little guy scampered off because he was afraid of Big Bad Roger, which is smart.
I would be too.
Yeah, that's good instincts. He would be interested in that little chipmunk. But
that just made me think of an old cartoon, like if it was a hound dog walking up on a baby chipmunk, like stuffing its cheeks, and it's like zyow, and then the hound dog zyows after it, and then turns into the whole cartoon is about the hound dog pursuing the chipmunk for its little food.
Yes, which would be so cute in the cartoon form, but in the actual form, Roger would just immediately eat the little chipmunk.
The chipmunk in the cartoon would like lift the jaws, be so strong, and like be pressing its legs out and lift over the jaws.
I was just so excited to see that little guy because I forget if I even brought it up on here because it's been on my mind that there are so many squirrels around all the time, but I'm like, Where are the chipmunks?
You have a keen eye for squirrel and chipmunk distinction, I suppose. I don't know that everyone would, but well, yeah, wait, chipmunks are the ones with the black stripe.
Yeah. I'm a very discerning eye for rodents.
One of them is Pepe Le Pew.
No, you know what I want a keener eye for is the difference between like crows and ravens, because I've obviously been on my bird watching journey, and on the app like that I'm tracking it on, Merlin, it's a crow or a raven, but then there are so many different types. Like there are different species within that, and you're supposed to like identify it to be able to save to your life list. And I'm like, gosh, hard to say.
I feel like what I've heard is that crows are smaller than ravens, but I also, it's like, okay, well then put them next to each other if there's just one. But I don't know, but I know that I like both of them. I know people are like, oh, they're so annoying, and maybe if I had crows constantly crowing out my window or something, but when I see them, I'm like, I don't know, I think you're badasses. They're sleek.
They're cool. I'm just excited to keep learning about animals and habitat because I heard an alarming thing, but it was from the internet. I don't know if this is true or not, but it said most kids in America can identify like 1,000 brand logos
Yeah.
and less than 10 native species in their home.
I'm not surprised by that literally at all.
Yeah, but isn't
That makes
so devastating to think about?
Yes, it is really devastating, and it obviously goes to show what marketing does. Maybe we need to start a revolution for marketing for plants and animals.
That's what I'm trying to do, girl.
Yeah, that's Riley's influencer goals.
I'm like, you guys, you should do a garden.
That's
But
really what
I
Black
do-
Forager, I feel like, does.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my gosh, how
And
much she can identify is crazy.
I know, that is seriously goals. I'm definitely not like that, but I do feel that you have to hear the name and like make the association with the plant lots of times
Yeah.
to make it stick. So don't feel badly if you're trying to learn it and you keep forgetting, because I have had to ask my mom, the internet, whatever resource I'm looking at several times, and often like spaced out over different years, and now finally we'll have a plant that I'm like, that one used to always trip me up, and now I know what it is and I feel like I can identify it well.
I'm
So,
taking care of a neighbor's plants right now, like just their outdoor plants, their flowers, and they had walked me through like just saying the names, and I was like, shoot, I wish you had been pointing as you were saying which one was what. But then one of them did have an identification tag, and it's salvia, and I was like, oh,
Ooh.
maybe I harvest some, maybe I light that up. I'm 1000% kidding, but I did think about how in high school, I'm not kidding that I would ever do salvia, I just wouldn't poach it from this neighbor, but I never have.
Okay, this is gonna be so goody two shoes, but I don't know what salvia does the effect, but it is an edible flower. Like, people grow it to eat and use.
So I'm
leaves.
sure there are many different types of salvia, so I don't know. The most I know about salvia is, first of all, that shit went crazy when Miley Cyrus was like 21 or something, and the internet found out she did salvia. Second of all, I was in high school, and my group of friends was like, there's salvia behind the public library. Let's go collect some and smoke that shit.
You
But
freaking vagrants.
we never
They're
did.
like, let's go to the library to poach their herb.
And then, yeah, that's pretty much all I know, but I know that it's like a hallucinogenic that makes you kind of trip balls for a shorter period of time, I think. But anyway.
Okay, test and report. You can test and report back.
I'm
But
definitely
people
not going
add
to
it,
test
like, to
without more
food.
research. I'm definitely not going to just light up any plant because I'm not 11 with a pipe on hand.
11, girl.
Dude, what do you think 11-year-olds who want to get into drugs are doing? Literally lighting up dry grass. Like, before they find the drug. I don't know. I would rather
cannot
have them
endorse that.
light up a dried plant than find who knows what fentanyl. Jesus.
Well, yeah, I definitely.
I'm off
have
the
been comparing-
deep end. You know what song? You know why I'm in this mood and got so hyped for this episode? Because it occurred to me I needed to listen to some Bruno Mars. And you know what song specifically I listened to was It Will Rain.
Same thing, but it's so. Oh.
No, but
Just
that
a
song
little
also hits. It
bit
starts like
now.
this. If you ever leave me, baby, da 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 da, leave some morphine at my door. Ooh, and just builds and is fuck is so good. I need to listen to more Bruno Mars because that
Is that
really...
the one that then the chorus is just like the clouds, my eyes will do the same. No,
if you
that's a
ever
different one.
there.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, it
Now
is.
every day it'll rain. Hey, hey. Ooh.
Slay. Oh my gosh, Quinn, that's so funny that we're just right there together because I have had Bruno Mars stuck in my head the past couple of days, but it's been throw some perm on your attitude. Ooh, but you gotta relax.
Let me show you how you're gonna do. Gonna back. Matter of fact,
Growing up is realizing how hot Bruno Mars is because I remember in high school one of our friends was like a real fangirl and was like, oh my god, Bruno Mars is so hot. And I was like, I'm not sure about that one, but that's
all you
true.
had to do was watch the Grenade music video of him literally hauling a train on his back by rope.
So true.
And I love his new song with Lady Gaga. I haven't listened to it a lot, but oh my god, the vibe is so good.
Yeah,
and
I
so,
need to get...
What is the song? Same bed, but it feels just a little bit bigger now.
Yes. Our song on the radio, but it don't sound the same. Yeah, and all of the Silk Sonic songs. Smoking out the window. Okay, I didn't know that we were about to do a promotional piece for Bruno Mars, but he deserves it, I guess. I don't even know if you can say someone that's such a like big pop star that they're underrated.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I do feel like in my circle, people aren't really listening to Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
So I do feel like we need this PSA.
I kind of miss,
I haven't been either, but it hit me, and now I am.
I'm back,
As
baby.
soon we are so back.
I do feel that like the oversaturation of everything has definitely impacted the way that I listen to music, and I said to Brayden, I am over and done with people acting like you're not a real stan because you don't know this person's entire catalog. I'm like, hello, I can love somebody's music from one song. You can still like participate in something without being like,
totally.
Yeah, but like I know like the stuff before they've ever released it, and people are being that way online about Tyler Childers' new album. They're like, oh, you think that's a new song? And it's like, guys, calm down. Like, it's cool that you knew that and that you're such a super mega. That's great, but like, I just don't get why we have to have that energy surrounding like art that people are like, oh, cool, I'm vibing with this.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, there's a lot of, what is it to be pretentious? But if it's pretension, potential.
That's actually right. I think it is pretension.
There's some pretension around art, music, blah blah blah. Obviously, so I remember when I first pretentiousity,
proclivity,
protenshite. I remember the first time someone brought up being a fake fan to me because I said I liked Billy Joel. It was like my first year as a college freshman, and because I had
another 18-year-old is like, oh, you think you like Billy Joel?
That is exactly what actually happened, and they were like, they started naming off songs and were like, do you know this song? And I'm like, no, I don't. I just, and they were in choir also. We were both in choir one year together, but they were in choir the whole time. And they were like, they're like, really? Because it sounds a lot like you're a fake fan. And I'm like, Jesus. I had never even heard of that. Like, I didn't know. So then she proceeded to mansplain what being a fake fan was. And I was like,
This
okay,
whole
I'm a fake fan.
scenario, it's just killing me so
Yeah, as
much
we
to
were
have
working as we were working together as hostesses at our home Mexican grill, like wearing our work t-shirts.
Oh my gosh.
I thought it was just
so
a passing
funny.
conversation. It was not.
Billy Joel, super stan. That's good for you. So funny. I feel like any of that music that we grew up hearing, some of the songs through your life, you don't have to be like, I know Stevie Wonder's entire catalog to be like, oh, I jam whenever Stevie Wonder comes on. And the only thing that I was like, I wasn't even like that at all to what you're describing, but I was recently talking to someone our age that they were like, I just found out who Aretha Franklin was and I never knew that before. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like,
you didn't know R-E-S-P-E-C-T? Like, what do you mean?
Well, they were like, I'd never heard of Aretha Franklin. I'm like, that must be a situation where you just don't remember knowing of someone. Like,
I don't know. I could see a world in which there were people not raised listening to or hearing about Aretha Franklin, but it is a shame, and no child should have to go through that.
no, welcome to the next chapter.
Yeah. That type of information should not be withheld. A chain, chain, chain. Okay. What do you think is my most accurate celebrity lookalike that people have said about me? All of these people have been said about me more than once. First, Lady Gaga.
Oh, okay.
Second, Billie Eilish. Third, Angelina Jolie.
Wow, what an expected lineup. Or I meant unexpected. I thought there was gonna be a redhead in there. Lady Gaga, Billie Eilish, or Angelina Jolie. I frankly don't think that you have a strong resemblance to any of them, but you are another very gorgeous icon woman, so I can see why they're trying to place you. But I guess for most similar would probably be Miss Girl Stephanie Lady Gaga.
The fuck? What are you talking about?
I just don't. Are you just talking about your face? Like,
people have told me, oh my gosh, you look like, and said those people before. So I don't know. I don't know if they're talking about my vibe. You think they're being like, oh, your vibe looks like that? Or your body? Like,
well, just overall resemblance. I frankly just don't find like those people maybe a distinct like part. Like, oh, your eyes maybe could look like Billie Eilish or whatever, but I don't know. Who do you think yours would be out of that lineup?
I don't know, but
this is about to be your moment of people say that I look like Megan Fox.
Don't think I'm surprised that I haven't got more like. I hear redheads say all the time that they get like, you look like Lindsay Lohan or whatever. I don't.
Yeah, or like Emma Stone or someone. I don't think so. I thought you were gonna say Amy Adams.
Okay. Thank you.
It's like, add that to the list.
Riley thinks I look like Amy Adams. I don't think
you look more like me than any of those guys.
Well, yes. Seeing as we share the exact same genes, I would have to agree.
Okay.
I don't think I look particularly like any of them either.
Have you ever, like, used me as an excuse, like someone thought they recognized you and it was you, and you're like, you might be thinking about my twin?
I know you have.
Yeah, I have. I
Don't
can
try to
own
turn that on me. You tell.
Yes, I have. It's not like I do it
They're
to,
like, God,
people
you were such
intimately in my
a
life.
bitch to me. And Riley's like, no, that's crazy. My twin is the biggest bitch. It had to have been her.
No, I've never done it to someone that I've like actually been in relationship with, because it would be very obvious that they're like, yes, it was you. That's not your twin. Your twin doesn't even live here or whatever. But just in a random scenario.
I can't.
A white lie, if one will.
I can't recall ever intentionally lying about it, but I could definitely see having been like, oh yeah, that was me, when it wasn't, and it was you or something.
Quinn's like, when it's your accolades, I do take credit.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, I heard you had a full ride to college. I'm like, yes.
And I earned it.
Yeah. Oh, double major and 4 minors. Yes.
They're like, you got married in France. Quinn's like, oh my God, yeah, it was so gorgeous.
Yeah. I love my husband, Brayden. I don't know particularly exactly, but I do know that many of your actions I would happily claim, and there are actions of yours that I would not claim as my own. I'll take my own.
Claiming one another's actions, but I do pretty good actions.
You do pretty good actions. I wouldn't have claimed some of your high school in class talking back to the teacher.
I claim it and I stand by it.
Exactly. Your personality, you can claim that. I can't. I can't claim that. I wouldn't even make
I
sense
couldn't
with my
claim
vibe.
taking salvia from the public library to smoke.
Which I never did either.
I did not do that. And I also
Other illegal
never
actions?
would have
Yes.
hotboxed a car ever once.
Yes. No. Yes.
Okay.
You've
next.
hotboxed a car. Next.
Not in high school.
Okay.
I
mostly hotboxed cars in high school, obviously. I don't go around now making a hobby of hotboxing cars. I have a home. I have a yard.
Okay, next, another thing to talk to you about is I just watched the movie The Favorite. Have you seen it?
No.
It came out in 2018 and it was very popular at the time with Emma Stone and Olivia Colman and just a great cast, but it's a period piece at the beginning, I think, of the 18th century, like 1700s vibes. I am watching a cat currently climb a tree to kill a bird, but the bird just flew away, so
Okay.
that's
Good. I love watching cats climb trees, but my least favorite part about outdoor cats is them ever killing a bird.
good. Me too.
I can't stand it.
Long story short, it was really good. People had said very great things about the movie, and I finally decided to watch it, and I recommend it. First of all, it's queer, which I didn't know. Guys say when a movie's queer, I'm way more likely to go and watch it. Second, the main 3 characters are all women, and it's about them and their complexities and them as people. It definitely passes the Bechdel test, unlike so many of these movies out there. So that was refreshing to watch something centering women and their relationships and inner lives.
Nice. I have been watching America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, and
Also centering women.
and God.
The main woman in all of our lives.
Yeah. I, obviously can't be surprised because it's the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. And it doesn't really bug me. I'm like, I'm happy to be steeped in this culture every once in a while. And most
Quinn will
they
bear witness
use
to
it.
your testimony.
Obviously, the only things I've seen it used for in this show have been positive. Coming together in prayer or saying that God has a plan, whatever it may be, it hasn't been, I haven't been noticing hatefulness being thrown around regarding that, but it is so fun. It just is, making me want to dance bad. Like, I was like, career switch, dedicate my life to trying to get on this team. It would be actually impossible. It could never happen. They are literally the best of the best, especially now. Like, oh my gosh, Riley, watching these dancers, I'm like, wow. They don't, because most of them don't come from like a cheer background. Well, or they will have cheered in college, but they all have such strong dance foundations. Like, highly trained technical dancers, which it's just so cool to watch. And they pop their beep. Why'd I do that?
Thank you. Thank you for making the kids' pop version of our podcast.
Ew.
Radio
do you ever
friendly.
want to literally catch something that you do and say and shove it back down your throat?
Yes.
Anyway, my point is they work for the money, except they don't barely get paid. I
That's
have
great.
heard
Even dancers that are the highest paying echelons of entertainment are like, oh, we don't make any money for this.
the Dallas Cowboys are a billions dollar industry or brand and team. They literally are the highest earning team in the NFL and have plenty of money to go around to pay their cheerleaders. Yes. But it's something actually I really binged season 1. I'm already on season 2. And they right now in season 2 are talking about like working for changing their salaries. Because most of them have 2, if not 3 jobs to make a living. And it is so high demand. Like, it is so high demand. Especially the rookies in their first year. They literally, within a few week time period, I don't know, they don't specify exactly, maybe it's a couple months, but are learning 50 dances, Riley.
No.
Like, it's crazy. That have to be performance ready. Like, period. Like that.
Believe me, I'm not advocating for there to be the amount of money in sports and like entertainment that there is, but that is the situation. And yeah, the football players, I guess, are what people are coming to. Me not being a football team, I'm like, I guess you're coming to see them more. However, like, if you're gonna have
people love a halftime
cheerleaders
performance.
there keeping up the energy the whole game, coming out, doing these dances that people really enjoy, and also
objectified by men,
getting high caliber dancers. If you wanted to build a team with just anyone, you would find out like this, even doing simple things in unison and in formation and having it work, most people have no ability to do at all. It's on Drag Race, people do incredibly. Like, I'm so impressed by the queens that they are so multifaceted and have many, many, many talents. But there are, of course, some people that are less dancers and inclined with that, and you can just see watching them learning a dance next to each other, somebody that gets dance and doesn't, that they're just falling apart if they don't know how to learn material quickly and count music effectively and those things. That just made me annoyed that they have to have 3 jobs. How would you even have time? Dance for us as high schoolers and middle schoolers was an extremely time-consuming endeavor. And that was not, like, I'm sure they have morning and evening practices and then the games.
They have all sorts of practice. I mean, but everyone who's on that team, like, it's either their lifelong dream or something that now in their life is like, I will do anything for this. Like, I am literally dropping my whole life working actually blood, sweat, and tears endlessly to get as flexible as I possibly can, maintain my figure, which that is hard to listen to how often. Like, it is talked about if they're pretty or not all the time, if they're, thin enough, right build, if their belly button's too high, if whatever. Like, they are literally...
Leave my belly button out of that.
They are so scrutinized to find exactly curated the people that are going to be America's sweethearts. So
That's so rough. I wish that was not a thing, because it's also been such an exclusive industry for any sort of difference, including racial difference, of course, ableism, fat phobia, all these things that do not directly correlate at all to dancing abilities.
No, it's amazing because even, like, seriously, the best of the best dancers, they're all going up against each other, and sometimes it literally comes to, like, are they get cut early enough to be like, is their look right? Are they pretty enough? Is that, like, are they gonna look good broadcast on a screen like this? Do they smile well, or do they smile weird, or do they not smile enough? Like, it's just, yeah, it's crazy.
Imagine if you were the weird smile girl. That's mean.
Yeah, well, Riley and I would surely never make the team, even if you and I had continued dancing.
I wouldn't even make it onto a reality show. They would be like, first of all, you have heard of the chin implants. Second, like, it's just now things are so...
manufactured.
I am just shocked listening to somebody was talking about Love Island. Well, they're a reality TV show producer. They don't produce for Love Island, but they were talking about how it's very normal for people to get, like, reached out to by the show, and maybe not necessarily the show saying they have to do that, but because of the culture in the villa, they'll, like, get a nose job or get some sort of cosmetic procedure before they go in. People feel this pressure to look a certain way to be on this show and, like, on the internet and things like that, and you're so highly scrutinized and torn apart, so it's not, like, it's hard to just say it's this show's part. It's a whole systemic issue, but I would hate being in that position of one of those girls that you're just trying to dance and you're critiqued and picked apart.
But this is how they have to answer. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. With every correction. And I'm like, the way I would cry in front of 36 people, it's a team of 36 at training camp. They usually have, like, at least 10 more than that, and then they get cut throughout the couple weeks at training camp down to their team of 36. And can you imagine, like, just being called out in front of all of those girls, the best of the best? Like, they say all sorts of, I mean, it was hard in our level of dance being called out in front of everyone for corrections, especially if you felt like it was a day you were getting a lot of them, or, like, just, it's so mentally exhausting, it's so physically exhausting, and they just run through the hardest dances time and time and time again in their rehearsals. It's literally just, like, non-stop. Like, the athletes, I was thinking about it, I'm like, none of them are smoking weed. Like, they are making sure that they are at the absolute highest functioning that they can be.
Strike
to perform,
47.
Like, yeah, we are not. I'm telling you, we're not making the team. It's not worth trying.
As aforementioned earlier in the podcast, Quinn described it as talking back to teachers. I describe it as advocating for myself. I do not do well in those environments. I was talking to someone the other day that they had to go to, like, a boot camp situation. I think they did ROTC or something, and I was like, yeah, I am not a good personality fit for the army.
Maybe you're exactly who could use it. Bring
Good
respect
luck
back to the
breaking
youths.
my spirit. I'm the spirit stallion of the Cimarron. You won't break my soul.
Yeah. Riley, we need to put Riley in a round pen with a halter and a whip and
3
just
days,
break
no
it out
food,
of her.
no water.
Tie her to the fence. Oh god, now it's not funny because I know people are actually like, god. Sometimes I think about like a dream scenario situation that you and I are joking about, and then I think of people actually starving, and it makes me be like, oh my god, I
Yeah, it's so horrible.
can't breathe, can't think, can't. This is our corner of we're having to turn off part of our brain to be present and enjoy the life that's in front of us. But it's such a, oh god, I just think about all the time how it needs to be a balance of considering those issues is such a terrible way to put it, and trying to be present and live your life. Anyway, moving on.
Well,
don't need
I
to
guess
deep dive
for
that right now.
We don't need to deep dive it, but I can give a useful plug for a book on tyranny. It's called On Tyranny, and it's very short, but it's a useful read for right now for how to keep up like your political resistance and also being able to identify what's happening in a government and not surrendering like control and just giving voluntary obedience before it's necessitated. Retain the freedoms that you have now. And I was talking to Mom about that, how you and I can have this podcast where we talk about our beliefs and we put it out there and it's not being taken down, and we can create art and people can still do these things. So you need to not preemptively be censoring yourself because you're worried. You have to show that you won't surrender those freedoms. So that's a good thing to remember. I don't know the author, I forget, but that book is easy to find. Rented it on Libby.
Well, I feel like I've said everything I need to say today. Do you have any other points? We were going to leave you guys with a little bit of a shorter episode since we've done a couple slightly longer episodes.
You know, just that I'm excited to talk to you next week because I don't like to speak of things before they are finished, but I am working on a goal of mine that's a short-term, quick goal that I'm marinating this week. Well, I'm not
Nice.
marinating, I'm executing. I'm in
You're past the
action.
marination stage.
Yes, but
You're
I think
cooking.
we'll talk about that more next episode.
Nice. Well, that leaves
Teaser.
us excited for what's next.
Wet your palate for more.
Okay, amazing. Full palm lick. Okay, well, thank you for tuning in, everybody. We hope you enjoyed our 100th episode and our 101st. And enjoy your
101
summer.
Dalmatians.
We're in August. Riley.
Welcome to August. I'm actually so floored that it's like late summer right now.
I know.
If you can consider it that, but I do feel like August is that time. Enjoy your zinnias, all of your flowers that are going to be in their peak blooms coming up, and I hope that you guys are enjoying wherever you are in the world right now as well.
Bye.
Bye.